Among 30 developed countries, we rank 25th in math and 21st in science. In almost every category, we've fallen behind, except one. Kids from the U.S.A. rank number 1 in confidence.
Guggenheim focuses on 5 inner-city kids who attend underperforming schools. They dream of getting into better schools, but the film suggests it is not easy. They have to win the lottery, the school lottery.
Hopes to a bouncing ball, a hand pulling a card from a box, or a computer that generates numbers in random sequence. Because when there's a great public school, there aren't enough spaces.
Guggenheim tells VOA he's angry about the state of public education.
It's outrageous. And that's why I made the film, is because I connect to these kids.
He says he feels guilty because he sends his own children to private schools.
My way of getting involved is to make a movie, but there are other ways, to get involved in your community school, to demand better teachers, to demand reform.
The film's premise is that poor teachers and apathetic school bureaucracies leave kids uneducated. The documentary showcases prominent education reformers such as Jeffrey Canada, who created the Harlem Children's Zone in New York City. The project has offered quality education to thousands of inner-city students. Canada says the main ingredient for a good education is good teachers.
We'll have to make sure that we only put the best professionals in front of our young people. We have to encourage more young people to become teachers.
Canada was an inner-city child himself.
One of the saddest days of my life was when my mother told me Superman did not exist. I was a comic book reader, and I read comic books, and I just loved them, because even in the depths of the ghetto, you just thought, he's coming, I just don't know when, because
his story inspired Guggenheim to name the film Waiting for Superman. Canada says teachers can be Supermen for their students. Michelle Rhee, the controversial chancellor of Washington, D.C. public schools, agrees.
You wake up every morning and you know that kids are getting a really crappy education right now.
So you think that most of the kids here are getting a crappy education right now?
Oh, I don't think they are. I know they are.
In July, Rhee dismissed more than 200 teachers, and that made D.C. teachers, traditionally protected by tenure, very unhappy. Many argue that Rhee's reforms cost Washington, D.C.'s Mayor Fenty the recent primary elections, and in November, Rhee herself may be out of a job. Randy Weingarten, president of the American Federation of Teachers, also appears in the documentary. She feels the film should not focus only on teachers.
Not to just scapegoat individual teachers or say or highlight one piece of the education system.
Bill Gates, whose foundation has spent $300 million resuscitating American schools, stands behind Guggenheim's documentary.
He lets you see through the eyes of the children where they're getting a chance to either go to a great school or not go to a great school, and gives you a sense that if you don't get into a great school, your job opportunities are worse and worse. But
I just try to do my best in school and make my grandmother proud.
Waiting for Superman throws light on the education crisis and presents a heartbreaking story of 5 kids who pin their hopes on luck.
And the last number?
Penelope Poulou, VOA News.